Uppy, uppy, uppy. It's one funny morning. I'm Dena Blizzard, and it's too early in the morning. This is the dumbest show in the whole world.
From Monday
to Friday. Sometimes on Saturdays.
Why would you say that in front of all these people?
Dean stinks.
You never know what's gonna happen.
That's your Dateline voice?
I don't know.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't.
It's not a chicken leg. This is a chicken leg.
Look at that manhole cover on my face.
Not a bad rendition of me. Hold on.
It's such a small town. So if you're walking, people just be like, "Do you want to ride?" It's like they don't need Uber. They
what?
just have.
What?
They just pull over. They give you a honk, and they're like, "We know your brother. We'll give you a ride to school or whatever."
That's called
our small
murder
town.
in New Jersey.
What's outside your Puerto Rican?
That's Stella! Yeah!
Good morning, OFMers. It's Junior from Illinois. I'm on location. It's about 4:30 in the morning. About ready to head to the airport. I am in Washington, D.C. I flew out here for the 4th of July weekend, and mainly to go over to Maryland to see our girl, Missy Hall. And she's the sweetest. But I wanted to come out and see her, and I met up with another OFMer, Jennifer Sanders, and we had a great night. And so I hope you guys all have a beautiful, blessed day, and welcome to One Funny Morning with your host, Dena Blizzard.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody? It's a beautiful morning. I'm late because my stomach said so. What? I feel like it's kind of sunny, but like not sunny enough to like get up. Is anybody else feeling this? Fits with a purpose. Girl. I leave for Italy. It's Leave for Italy Day. It's today? Goodness. That's so exciting. Please send us videos of morning videos that we could roll out. And one for Tipsy Tuesday with an Italian man. Let's order it. I want you to find a random Italian man. Get him to shoot a Tipsy Tuesday open, which we never do. Danielle, looking right at you. Don't explain it. Just get him to say, your host, sexy Dena Blizzard, but with the most fabulous Italian accent. Do it. Do it. Can you do it? Have him do it in English and in Italian. In Spanish. Why would he do it in Spanish? I don't know. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, and this is what Monday looks like. You're welcome. Love my dogs? Welcome. There's usually a bunch of them around here. A lot of them like to come to work. Not all of them. Lou, you coming to work? Here she comes. She hasn't been to work in a while. Come on. Come on up. Lacey, do that. That would be lovely. Oh, okay. Wow. Coming in hot. Okay. Now we can start the show. How was your weekend? Did you have burps? Girl. I'm not saying you got to be a lady, but you could try. Okay. Or, be you. You be you. Should I be me then? I be me, and I just ate breakfast. I know, it's kind of gray day. Good morning from Saskatoon. 58 degrees in Toronto. Good morning, Jeremy. Don't lick the table. She's like, I was cleaning it. Isn't that how you clean this house? Okay. She would, Judy. You're not wrong. She loves a good fart walk. What? Why do you tell people? That's private. That's private in my butt. Anyway, good morning. It's Monday. Nobody wants to be here. Biblioteca is the same in Italian. I'm basically all set. I could come with you and translate, is basically what Jen is saying. It's going to be 107 here in Texas. Oh my gosh. Kim, leave. Leave. Why would you stay there? So I was super dumb this weekend. I don't know if anybody else was super dumb. So I had to flip the house. If you're new here, I have a shore house that I basically run as an Airbnb. And Jacqueline has been flipping. So I was like, let me take this one. I'll go down. I hadn't seen the house in a couple weeks. Let me check it out. So I go down. I do a great job getting everything ready. I had to pull some weeds, check on a few things, fix the trash can. Fine. House looks great. It's wonderful. So I have like a keypad on the she shed. It's our garage. So, oh my gosh, your breath is so stinky. And I don't want to say that in front of everybody. Okay. And the big exhale isn't helping. So there's a keypad on the she shed. I was super klutzy dumb. I broke my foot. Oh, Kathy. I'm telling you right now, breaking a foot or leg, you're done. Just give up for 8 weeks. Be like, I'm on vacation, basically. Anyway, there's like a little thing that tells you when the battery's low. So I said, you know what? Let me get ahead of this. Jacqueline probably wouldn't even have noticed this. I'm going to take care of it. I throw the batteries out. I get some new batteries, put it in. Fine. Well, the lady, the last renter, said something was going on with the bikes. One of them was, she said, wonky. So I check it, and the kickstand is a little loose. So I said, I'm going to bring it down to the bike shop. They can tighten it up. Fine. So I lock the she shed, lock the keypad from the inside. I close the door. I lock the door. I think I do a great job. We come back. Can't get in the garage. I go, let me go to the keypad. Walk around to the side. I go to put the keypad in, and nothing is beeping. None of the numbers are beeping. I'm like, well, this isn't good. But then I remember that I have a lockbox. And I was like, see, this is what I have a lockbox for. For times like this, when you are just completely locked out of the house, there's a lockbox here. And I'm going to put another key there. So if I ever get locked out, I have this key from the lockbox. Back up to the backup to the backup. What's the code for the lockbox? Never wrote it down. What? Yeah. Oh, I put a system in place, a system behind a system behind a system. Did all of it. Did I write anything down? No. That's stupid. So then I stood next to my house for an hour, trying every code I can think of. This one's birthday, this one's birthday. What was my locker code from high school? I had to drive all. So then the renters showed up because I was still there, which is always weird. And I was like, listen, it probably was Tanya. They show up and I'm like, listen, I'm usually never here. And I just want to apologize. But that garage is not going to open. And I called Aunt Joni. I was like, Aunt Joni, didn't I give you a key? She was like, no. So what are we doing? So I said, listen, I can't remember anything, Joyce. So I said, it's fine. It is fine. I will just drive down here tomorrow. Again. So I said I did. And then it bebopped. So I was so mad at myself. I came home the next day. I was like, let me drive back down with the dumb key. They were very lovely. They were very kind. I knocked. I was like, hello. I said, so she was really nice. I walked in. I'm never there when renters are there. Like I'll send like a text like, welcome to the house. Let me have you any questions. Hope you had a great time. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now I got to figure out how to get one of those giant pliers to get that lockbox off the thing. It's so stupid. So stupid. Nobody's getting in my house. I'm not. Renters aren't. Robbers aren't. Nobody can get in. I can guarantee you. It's like a wall. Nobody's getting in. Mm-hmm. And when I got there, she was like, I do have a couple questions. I was like, oh, okay. Oh my gosh, let me tell you something before I tell you that. It's related. I go for a walk. I ran out of like laundry pods. So I have to walk down to the local shop to go get some laundry pods. Well, they are knocking down houses left and right. Have you seen what they're doing to the shore? Like if you don't have a shore, like wherever your people go, wherever you live, your people go somewhere. Do they go to the lake? They go to the river. Here we go to the shore. Some people refer to it as the beach. Same, but it's better than yours. And houses that used to be 300,000 to 400,000, little like cabanas, cute little cottages, ripping them out and putting $3 million houses, so normal people could eventually come. That'll never happen. So they had torn this house down. They built this 3 to 4 story house. Beautiful. Fine. I did, Andrea. It's all good. Beautiful house. Now, I've been watching this house go up over the course of the couple weeks, right? Bungalows. Yeah, Luann. Mm-hmm. Well, I happened to walk by, and it's beautiful. A lot of stone on the bottom, but they all look the same. They're all the same. There's a porch here. There's a porch here. There's a tiny porch up here. Mine's old. My house is 100 years old. And I just decided to take what was there, try to bring it, update it, but keep the charm of the house. Like I love it. That's not what we're doing though. I walk by this house, beautiful. Mind you, even closer to the beach, like maybe a block and a half, maybe. You could spit and you would hit the ocean. On the outside, so there's a porch on the first and the second floor. On the outside, on these porches, on both porches, are 2 giant TVs hanging down. Not even hanging on the house. Like if this is the porch and this is the side facing the, world, and this is the side like this, you would think they would put it here. No, they hung it here facing you to the people that are sitting here on the porch. Now you could look at the ocean or you could watch Seinfeld. And I was just like, on both floors, I was like, what? Why would you come all the way down here and put these stupid televisions? I was like, you can watch TV at your house. It's exactly. So people walking on the street see the back of the TVs. My aunt sold her house in Avalon for $3 million. They knocked it down and built a house that's worth $10 million. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you. Kathy, it made no sense. I was like, if you want to go in your house and watch TV, why you got to be out here sucking up all the good air watching this show? No. Thanks, Mooney. Yeah. Maybe they made it into 2 rentals. Kathy, they don't do that in my town. I think there's maybe 5 5 Airbnb listings in my town. They don't have to. Let me put it. Look at my face. Ready? They don't have to. You know what I'm talking about? Like, if the people that live there, you probably like a doctor, like a lawyer. There are no comedians that live there. And there are no single income comedians that live there. Look at my face. Let me put, I shouldn't live there. Look at my face. I think they have meetings about me. And they were like, did you see this poor lady that got in? And not like, oh, poor, she said she's got divorced. No, like poor, like who let her, how did she, there's not an HOA. No, Sue. Mm-mm. So the only way I can make this work is the Airbnb. And I think they all hate it. But I was like, somebody got to pay this mortgage. Yeah, that's great. Everything is a rental at Manasquan. Yep. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, that's why I'm going to be a super host by October. There's not a lot of choices. I did, Carol. You know why? Because we bought it in 2019 when nobody was buying. It was just like, I'm so stressed out. We working all the time. Maybe we should learn to relax. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Maggie, same. My friend's house is an original Cape Cod style home down the shore, a block from the beach. Neighbor's house was a tear down. Now it rents for $16,000 a week. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. My friend can't rent her house anymore. Dumb neighbors complain. It's so stupid. Oh, so what did she ask you? She asked me about the TV. Now, I don't have a TV outside. In fact, there's a few times where I have rented, like you put all this information onto Airbnb so people, kind of know what they're renting, they're buying of sorts. And I put on there, we have one TV. But then people will follow up and say, are there TVs in every bedroom? And I was like, no. People are like, are you going to get TVs in every bed? No. Not. Mm-mm. No, if you want a TV in every bed, stay home. Don't come here. Your kids, they don't care what's on TV. They're going to watch TV on their phone. Come on. This is stupid. Mm-mm. Yeah. I know. I saw a couple of TV at the house and I was like, why? Yeah. It's just weird. I think it's just really funny. I mean, like I said, I have put a lot of time and money into like the bikes that are down there. There's helmets down there. There's pickleball. There's spike ball. We got giant Jenga, all this stuff for the beach. We have the beach chairs, all the beach towel. Like there's plenty. There's a dog bath down there. Mm-hmm. But we didn't turn them on. We did puzzles in our downtime. Yeah, we have a ton of puzzles, all brought to you by Andrea. I change them out every time. She's like, "You want a new one?" Let me change them out. Because she does them every time she goes down to the shore house. She goes, "I did this one already, so I'm going to leave this one here." I go, "Okay, great." And then we do a cycle. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The bikes are the best. And so, there's this great little bike shop down there. So I just rode my bike over and I was like, hey, this thing's a little wonky in the kickstand. Came over, fixed it up. 2 seconds. I was like, hey, thank you. I said, how much do you owe you? He goes, I just put some money in the tip jar. I go, okay. It's beep up. Mm-hmm. It does sound like... it sounds so nice. I'd want to live there year round. I know, Janet. It's very nice. It's very funny because when we first bought the house, you couldn't be down there much past like November. By November, you can't be there because it's so cold. And the house, I've mentioned this before, but if you're new here, the house doesn't have insulation. So it has heat and air. It's not great, right? It's like retrofitted to a 100-year-old house. So I had the dual fireplace put in, put a mini split in the back. So in the winter time, you're like relegated to just being cozy by the fire all the time, which is not horrible. It's kind of lovely. I know. So it's nice. I think that once the house, I think I'm the most stressed out with the house from like May till early June, which is when I start renting. So I have to open everything up, turn the water back on, make sure everything's good, check everything. I tried to do some type of capital improvement this year. We put in the EV charger. I did a couple other things, but I'm looking for a house here in Florida by the beach to rent out like this. Christina, I'll tell you, it's taken me so when I walked in, she asked me about the TV. She asked me about the air conditioning. She asked me about something else. And she said, did this house look like this when you bought it? It's 4 bedrooms, Moon. Do you use it at all in the winter? It depends on the rentals, Robin. I've been really surprised with Airbnb how often I do rent it in the off season. There's a lot of things that go on Atlantic City or Wildwood, like in other shores. And sometimes if you have a big family and you need more than one hotel room, it's just cheaper to use an Airbnb. So she said, does it look like this? And I was like, no. And then I got my book out. It has like the before pictures and the after pictures. And so I love when people like the house. Like, I feel like when you're next to a $3 million house, that's all brand new. Like, that's your speed, or like my little shore house is your speed, like you either love everything new and just clean and not that ours isn't clean, but like fresh. Ours is fresh, but ours is just a little charming and like you touch stuff, you're like, this could break. Do you use it at all in the winter? If nobody's down there, Kimberly, then I would go down. But I was pretty busy last season. And to anybody that is thinking about Airbnbs, one of the things that we had to do is to get linens. I have 3 sets of linens for the house. I have our set, and then I have 2 sets of renter linens. And so it took me a few years to get the money to buy all of it, and then figure out a system to be able to wash it and move it through. So yeah, it's interesting. It's been nice to kind of learn how to do that, and and I was traveling a lot and staying in Airbnb, so it was nice to see like, what did I like at this Airbnb over another one. So it was good. But anyway, so that was my weekend. It was do you have to get a permit to do the MBA? I'm thinking about doing it. I'm trying to learn, Florida Mom asked. Well, there's a couple things, Florida Mom. So you have to check with your township to see what the rules are for renting in the summer. So some places, some shore towns are now making it so you can't do it at all. Like New York City is cracking down on them. You have to register in New York, or you can't be on Airbnb, or Airbnb will get fined. It's a whole thing. So I would check with your town first. Mine is a single family home. So, I have kind of free reign to do what I would like once I get all my approvals. So I have to have an inspection from my town. I have to list who all my renters are with the town, show copies of all the contracts. So I would do that at the beginning of the season, like May, and I get them all registered. And then some of them have limits, like it has to be at least a week. Some say it has to at least be 2 weeks. There was a high rise I was looking at for a little while. It was like small, and I was like, maybe I'll go and I'll stay there so I can rent out the house. And I'm like, close by. I don't know. I was just looking. I like looking at places, and the HOA in that tower made it so you could not rent these out for less than 3 months at a time, which meant the whole summer, which means you never see it. So some of them, you can do an Airbnb, but it has to be for 3 months. So people move in June 1 and move out August 31, then you can do it. But they don't want weekly rentals. They don't want bi-weekly, bi-monthly, none of it. Yeah, certain towns in Long Island say a month now. Is it worth it? I usually rent the house out, but I just thought this might be something new. So it really depends. If it's a house that you already have, like I just feel like now is the worst time to buy a house. I feel like we all would probably agree to that. Housing prices are ridiculous, but because we bought a long time ago, and we did a lot of improvements to the house and the location of the house, and it's a shore town. So for a lot of reasons, it worked. But I would say, for me, I do this, and I still struggle to make sure like I have every month covered. Like I'm not making a profit off of it, because for me, it was just about trying to create another stream of income because I'm not married anymore. So it was just like a lot. It was a lot trying to figure things out after divorce, which I'm sure if anybody's gone through this, how do you go from 2 incomes to 1 and try to make things normal for your kids and not too much of a disruption in your life? And so, location is the biggest part of it. Location and the number of beds for sure. Like we've done the most we can to, give the best amount of beds that we can and the space that we can. So in her small home faces the bay, neighbors across the street that's right in the bay sold, and Nora's built a 4-story. Now friend's beautiful view is obstructed by the McMansion. Yep. I'm and debating on finding something else or staying here, but we have such a great interest rate and bought it for way less. Now it's saying we are 100 over what we bought it for. Yeah, it is. It's a hard time. And somebody mentioned it. Our kids will never own homes. I mean, I think that's the thing is that, if you are middle-aged and trying to make a change and you think, gosh, this is awful. And then you think about your kids, you're like, kids could never, they're just starting out. No. Divorced 3 years, and every once in a while I have to look back and say, gosh, can I hold on to all this? I'm really proud of myself. Yeah. I think that's the part, when you're kind of going through it and you're like, I don't know how all this shakes out. I hope it all shakes out, So it was a lot to kind of, it's crazy. We just bought our first home at 40. Yeah, it is crazy. So, but it's been interesting teaching the kids, how to run it, how to book it. We meet nice people like the renters that are there now. So yeah, it's been lovely. And it's nice, people, I think, especially for the shore, to be able to have people come down who, otherwise wouldn't be able to go. I mean, it's just the prices at the shore are just astronomical, so to be able to open our home up and say, hey, we love to have you, and, give people like these great memories in the summer, I think is great. So today I joined the 50s club. Congratulations. Oh, wow. Kathy, yeah, no. Julie, we're only about 15 minutes from Atlantic City, so not far. Yeah. So anyway, today is the last full week of August. So my September 1st deadline is coming around. I have figured out I probably have to write 5,000 words a day, every single day this week. So we'll see. Shakendra's like, when is chapter 44 coming? So yeah, it's been interesting narrowing things down. So we'll see. So September 1st, Tanya, are you back by September 1st? I'm trying to think how long you're going for. We're gonna have a big party. Took a meeting from my driver because I was on the phone with them and couldn't get out of the house in time. So hitting the restart button, and tonight is a full moon. I'm back on the 28th. I have been horrible about Missy. I'm going to be writing for hours all week. So come up any day or I will meet you. Haven't moved in for 2 months. Yeah, I don't understand that either. Yeah. Oh, one more full week of August next week, 25 to 30. Is that a full week? Let me look. I think I was trying to freak myself out. Let's see. 25 to, all right. Well, see, I was counting Monday to Sunday and technically the following Sunday. So it's almost 2 full weeks. Big writing done party. I know. How are you? How was your stuff coming, Belinda? See you in plenty of time. Oh, your daughter and her friend leave tonight for London. That's so exciting. So I will say that a nice arm definition, quick flex, boom. That looks really good. Didn't it? Like a 444? I will say that the only reason I keep exercising so much is because I'm sitting for hours just writing and like I don't move my body. And so I've been trying to as much writing that I'm doing, I'm like doing just as much exercise. I don't know what that means, if the book will be good or not, but at least my arms will look good. They'll be like, listen, we have good news, bad news about your book. Okay. The good news is your arms look amazing. Let's just start there. And they'll be like, okay. Bad news, your book is awful. And we think that maybe we could just burn them, take the ashes, fill like some weights up with just the dried ashes of your horrible book, and you could exercise. So we're gonna try to do that, with your book. Well, at least something good came from it, the kindling. So yeah. Good. She should be making use. Is this first draft pre-edits or is this editing the book? No. This is first draft, Joni. Let me put it this way. My big party, like, woohoo! It just means I wrote a bunch of words. That doesn't mean that they're good or ready or funny or have a point or anything. It's literally that I took a year of my life to write it all down. So here's why. Because my class ends in mid-October, and that will give me 7 more weeks to start going, is this even in it? Why did I write this? Like that. Because then I have a conference in November, or I'm going to try to go sell it. So yeah, there's still a lot of steps, Joni, but I'm trying to just celebrate anything that I do. Ooh, speaking of anything, hold on. Girl. Now, you writing a book. So sometimes you got to read a book. I don't have a title yet, Janet. I'm hoping it comes to me. I'm hoping that I'll write it, and when I figure out the point of it, that it'll come to me. So I don't know. Sometimes I try some in my head. I'm going to try this on. Alejandra, yeah, I got it. Okay, so I picked this up. Girl, I just started chapter 4. So I was like, let me read a little. But I'm not at any of the dirty parts. And I don't know. Yeah, that could be the title, Marge. Just my shirt. I'm on chapter 4 too. It's not that dirty. It's the next. I had my title right away, Missy. It's the next 60,000 words that are eluding me at the moment. So I'm going to try to read this. I'm going to say you can read for 30 minutes a day. Yeah, no, I don't have time. So Jackie, I have to really say you can read for 30 minutes when I have breakfast. And then I didn't write. I mean, I'm not allowed to read anymore unless it's the dirty part. And then I could read it and then I could tell you about it. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to read it. And then we'll do a raffle on the supporter side and I'll mail it. Oh, we'll pass the book around. Because listen, all of you waiting for this audio book, 58 weeks, we could probably pass, we could just pass the book around like the peacock, which no one knows what that is. Yeah. And then you would just pass it on to the next one. But you only have a week to read it. You better be a fast reader. Now, how are you going to stop after 30 minutes? Girl, I'm on a timeline. I go to the gym for an hour. I do yoga for a little bit less than an hour. I don't even blow dry my hair now. Anne Marie, this book is called All Fours. And I'm just telling you, I can't really give a review because I'm only on chapter 4. But it's called All Fours. And some people were trying to get it in an audiobook. And it's or just on through Libby or Hoopla. If you don't know about it, you can get audiobooks and you can get books, on your phone or whatever. Through this thing called Hoopla, or what's the other one I said? Hoopla or Libby. And it's at your local library. So go to your local library and say, hey, do you guys have Hoopla or Libby? And they'll probably say yes, and you just didn't know. And then you can just order the books on your phone. It sounds like you do everything else but right, Dena. Shakendra, let me, what had happened? What had happened was I'm really finding it difficult to write this part of the book in a different way that the other parts were difficult, because this part I'm writing about is about the first date that I went on, and it's probably 5 chapters. You're like, girl, how many chapters are in the book and you're dedicating 5 of them? It was a lot. It was a lot. Go to the library and say, where do you keep your dirty books? Are they on Libby or are they on her? That's the title of the book. All right, what happened was, yeah. So it's just weird. I was just saying over the weekend that it's just, yeah, Janet, it was something. It's just, I think it's very interesting. And I think that this is the part that's exhausting. And this is the reason why it takes so long. It's because, you live through difficult situations, right? Death, divorce, kids, menopause, pellets, all the things. And, all of us, are constantly telling our brains, let's just look forward. Let's be hopeful. Let's just move past this. Let's, learn from something and be better, right? But when you're writing a memoir, and to be able to put it to paper in a way that, does justice to the story or the people in the story or the things that you've learned or whatever, you have to go into such detail. You have to go back and visit these really difficult times in your life. But now you have the benefit of some perspective, hopefully. And so it's just exhausting, you know? So I think I do put these things in place just to kind of, you know, clear my brain a little bit, just to be like, oh, I have to keep reminding myself, like, I'm not there anymore. But when you're writing about it, it's just like, yeah, Kezia, I could never write a book. I have a hard time just speaking in full sentences. I think it's just a lot. And I sometimes, like, I'll go back and read some of the things that I wrote in October, and I still think that they're hard to read. And I still think there's things I forgot to put in. And so it's just funny. And I think that the more I write it, like what I thought the point was when I started and what I think the point is now has even changed. It's just interesting. You know, I think that that's kind of the nice thing about the journals, which I know I'll announce tomorrow what our question is for the week and what we should be writing. It says grown a woman. That's what it says, Melanie. I had to write a lot of the bad down, and we were struggling over because of the kids during my divorce. Yeah. It is like reliving all the crappy parts. But I think to myself that you know, when you're in those crappy parts, you do feel like this is it for the rest of your life. And I think I felt that way with Brooke, you know, when we were going through everything with all the IPs and anxiety and learning issues. You just feel like you're the only one going through it, and this is how it's going to be forever. And you don't know if your kid's going to be okay, and that's even worse. But I always loved hearing like hopeful stories, or people that said, oh, my daughter was the same as your daughter, and now she just graduated college, or she became a tradesperson, or, you know, he's working here or there. And I just think that those stories are so important. I don't know what made me want to write it, Janet. I think that because it was so horrible when it was happening, and it was like, I just think, like, when your parent dies, somebody could probably write a book on that. You get divorced, somebody could probably write a book on that. All your kids, you know, graduate, move on, empty nest, probably write a book on that. You know, your sexual revolution, that's what this book is, this all fours, I imagine. Write a book on that. But when all of that happens at the end, menopause, when all of it happens in the course of months, a year, it was like there was nothing you could possibly left to hold on to. There was, like, my dad had died, so my role as a daughter was different. And now just me, I'm the only one here with my mom. So that changed. Obviously, divorce changes everything. All my kids had grown up, and I was like, so who am I taking care of? It was just me and the dog. Like, it was so much. And I just remember somebody saying, I really hope you write about this, because if anybody can make this funny, it's you. And I was like, I don't think it's funny. She was like, you don't find it funny, and it'll be a great book. And I was like, ugh. So, but I think part of it was just therapeutic too, just to get it out. You're like, girl, you got to get this out. So, yeah, not by choice. Ooh, guess what I read today? So crazy. Tell me if you would do it. Somebody mentioned menopause. I think it was me, but then somebody else mentioned it too. I'm not talking about myself in third person. I think somebody's just talking about menopause, maybe a book she was writing. I'm not that crazy. Anyway, point is, there was an article today. So you all know I'm on HRT, hormone replacement, with the pellets in the butt, which is obviously in the book. And but there was an article today that said that there are some researchers trying to extend the lifespan of the ovaries so that women don't go into menopause as early. And so they were basically saying that, you know, there, of course, has not been enough research done on ovaries. And we have just taken for granted that the ovaries' job is to spit out an egg, see if it's going to get fertilized, make a baby, and this is its job. And they're saying that, the ovaries and hormones play such an integral role for women, not just biologically, but in terms of the way we age, in terms of our moods, in terms of if we're going to punch you in the face that day. Like there's so many, and which is why HRT has come around. And so they're saying they're working on medicines to make it so that women's ovaries continue to work for a longer period of time. So obviously you're like, well, A, pushing off menopause sounds amazing. But B, if you are making the ovaries last longer, am I going to get pregnant at 55? Nobody wants that. And that was in the article. They were like, nobody wants this. We're like, okay. They're like, so it was a couple different things they were researching. One was keeping the ovaries viable longer, for slowing the age process of ovaries down so that you wouldn't hit menopause until you were older. There was another one that would keep your ovaries viable for longer, but it would actually make you less fertile. They were saying that some people were actually using it in the study as a form of birth control. Like, yeah. Well, that was the other thing. I don't need to keep having periods, make them stop. So that was like, everybody in the comments was like, girl, what are you doing? I don't want to keep it. They're like, listen, you either don't want to go into menopause, which means you still have your period, or just go through it, whatever. So they were kind of going through these options. Then there were other doctors in the article that were saying, why would we do this when we have HRT? Like, why would we extend the viability of ovaries if we can get the same effect by giving women HRT or estrogen replacement? Why would we do that? But the whole point of the article was like, we get what you're saying. HRT has been around. It's safe. People have been using it for decades now. I don't think people talk about it enough, but I guess the real point of the article was that more research needs to be done on what are the roles that the ovaries play other than just releasing this egg. Like, how in control are they? How much does it affect? But it just kind of went back to, again, the age-old story of we don't have enough research on women's health issues and how it affects them over time. So it was interesting. But then again, too, everybody was like, listen, everybody's menopause is real different. And some people don't even know that they're going through it. And I am jealous of them. Other people, it's devastating. And so I think that the thing I liked about the article was, A, that we're having the conversation. After they ain't by now they want to see how important they are. Exactly. So it's just, I think anytime that they even start conversations about it, and I think that you will start to hear more and more. My whole body and mental health took a nosedive after having a hysterectomy. Yeah. That's, for me, that's the reason why I was like, I feel like, I said to Sherry when I was at her house, I was like, you realize that if this was colonial times, cave woman times, we would be the wisest women around. At 51, we would be elders. People would revere us. They would make sculptures of us. Now my kids are like, you know nothing. You're ridiculous. All you do is yell. I'm like, I wouldn't have to yell if I was a revered elder. Why would I yell? I would be revered. I'd also have no teeth and I'd have one eye and my vagina would have fallen out by now. But I'd have some cred. But then we would die. We'd all be dead by 55. Straight dead. Now, so we would have roughly maybe 5 years with no hormones. Big deal. But I'm 51. I could live till 90. That means 39 years with 0 hormones. I was like, girl, that feels wrong. I don't know. Partial hysterectomy. Best thing I ever did. I was 33 or 34. So my grandmom had a full hysterectomy, but she was young. She was like 22. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like being in the non-fertile zone. Mm-hmm. If I were an elder, we depended on my children for us to survive and work the farm, we'd be dead. Mm-hmm. So glad I had a hysterectomy in 2012, kept my ovaries. Yeah. How many books would you have written? What do you mean? I don't know, Lynn. I'm having a hard time writing one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll see. I thought I breezed through menopause 7 years ago, and then about 8 months ago, the gods laughed and gave me all the symptoms plus 30 pounds. Fun surprise. Mm-hmm. Yeah. My coworker is pregnant at 48. It means you're 60 and you have a 12-year-old. No. Mm-hmm. Keeping your ovaries, even if you kept them in a jar. Julie, just keep them. Just keep them. They'll be like, do you still have your ovaries in a jar? I have them with me. Maybe I just rub them on me. I didn't want to get rid of them. Like yeah. Mm-hmm. How long does menopause last? I think it's really dependent on the person. I was going through menopause during the morning shows. I would just start sweating, and then I would stop, drop, and roll. And Stephanie was like, "Why were you on the floor?" I'm like, "Because hot air rises." And I was like, "Let's go to the cool. I'll just do the show from the floor." And then I went outside one day in the snow, and I did it in the snow. It was too much. I saw a TikTok where the sister wanted her sister's uterus after hysterectomy. What? What? Can you donate your uterus? I mean, I know like I could have a baby for you, but how can you can't? What? Just let me get this. You need one? Hold on. I have one. What? Dena, are you done with menopause? No. Linda, I don't know. I'm in menopause for sure, but then I started on the pellets. And my hot flashes are gone. I still get moody, but I also, because of the HRT, I was getting like breakthrough bleeding. I was getting like a period, but like not, it was like all the time. So then they put me on this progesterone, which forces it to happen. But she said, like, you might get your period for like 3 days. She goes, but then over time, maybe next year it'll be 2 days. She goes, you'll be done by 53. So yeah. Yeah. It's very funny. Very funny. So I know, pregnant at 48. I'm still stuck there, y'all. Yeah. Tracy, can you try HRT? It might help you. So, perimenopause is the troublemaker. Menopause is defined as 12 consecutive months without a period and is for the rest of your life. God forbid. When you say it that way, Judy. What is the difference between hormonal birth control and the pellets? I'm on birth control implant and I don't get my period and it gives me hormones. I'm not a gynecologist nor a medical professional. I will say that first. But I think I know like low estrogen gives you like a low, like that's what I was on before. It's like a low amount of estrogen all the time that would help keep your period at bay. But I don't know if I stopped taking them by the time I went, but you could go, Kimberly, to your gynecologist or to a HRT place, and they'll do a blood draw and tell you what your levels are. And if they're like on par for where you should be for your age or based on the menopause. I would love to hear it, Janet. Did I hear it correctly? Yeah. And so, the HRT is really related to them checking your blood work, checking your levels. and then bringing them back up to a level that either works for you or is kind of mandated by how they do these things. But like if Shakendra was sitting here and we check Shakendra and we check me and we check Tanya, the three of us would have vastly different pellets, right? So like maybe Tanya had more estrogen but no testosterone, and maybe Shakendra had a lot of testosterone but no estrogen. I had nothing. I had neither. And so I would have a lot more stuff in my trunk than the two of them would. She might just get estrogen, she might just get testosterone, whatever. So everybody's, formula is really different, but they can tell by your blood work. And I think that's what's kind of nice, is that it is, very much geared to what it is your body needs, and everybody's different. So it's just worked for me, but it's a hormone cocktail. This is exactly what it is. It doesn't work. It's not great for people who have estrogen growing cancers. And they'll say it doesn't cause cancer, but if you have cancer and it's an estrogen growing cancer, it will make it grow a lot faster. Does insurance cover it? No, insurance does not cover it, because it's women. So it's every 3 to 4 months, and it really depends on how fast you metabolize them. Some people, might be only 3 months, so get it 4 times a year. Some people, I'm more of like every 4 months. And then you have to decide if you want the medicine to go all the way down and then take it again and you get like this, or if you want it to go down a little and then take the medicine again, so you don't go rock bottom and then start back up again. So it really depends. But I think it's about 300 per session. So it might be 900 a year that I do for myself. And I thought to myself, like, I'm not a Botox person. I'm not like I don't drink coffee, so it's like $3 a day for myself. So it was something I just kind of decided, and I was already in osteopenia. So my bones, and then I just broke my dumb leg, and the estrogen's really good for bone health and all of that. So yeah, it was just something I chose to do. Oh, Tracy. Yeah, that sucks. But even if you're not doing that, I think, exercise, they say weight training is really great for bones and muscles when you get older. So, are the pellets natural? Devil. Pharmaceutical companies. Great question, Nicole. They are called bioidentical, so it's all concentrated yams. So it's all natural. And then my mom said she wasn't going to do it, but she was just going to eat 30 yams a day. And I said, great, you should do that. And so that's what she's doing. You can't start HRT if you're over 65. You have to have started it prior to that, or it's contraindicated. So good for you, Spring. I want a new hip. I am gonna, people go out looking for a new kidney. I'm looking for a hip. If anybody's got an extra one, because my left one is bad. And I think it's so funny when people are like, oh, I need a new knee. I'm not going to do it. I'm so afraid. I'm like, I'll take this one off myself. I can't wait to get a new hip. What kind of doctor do you see for pellets? My OB won't even do the blood work. What? You should look around and put, look up HRT in your area. Make sure you look up, reviews and how they do it, and better be a business. Like, do all your research for sure. The one I found originally was affiliated with Virtua Hospital, but they left Virtua and now they're kind of on their own. And so I would say do your homework, but they're out there for sure. Just make sure you find one that's reputable and you like, and all of that. So look up bioidentical and they will show you the doctors. Yeah. Doesn't a vegetarian diet stop periods and reduce moodiness? Said David. Adorable. David, if a potato and carrots could stop my period and reduce my moodiness, men would be throwing vegetables at women for centuries. Or something like that. David, that's probably, let's just say it's something like that, but it's, yeah. David, you're hilarious. We're all gonna go out. There'll just be men hitting us with carrots and just be like, yeah. David just doesn't know. Bless his heart. There's a lot of bless your heart going around, David. Adorable. Oh, French fries do make me happy. Yeah, Dave, if you're talking about French fries, then yes. If it's a fried veggie, then that could absolutely reduce moodiness. Otherwise, no, it would just further enrage us. Could you imagine? Hunter keeps saying, tell Dena I said hi. You're her new friend. Hey, Hunter, how are we doing today? Oh, boy. So funny. Yeah. Any kind of potato or chocolate works. Brenda, that's what I'm saying. When I broke my leg and I was on crutches, I was positive this is when I was going to break the other leg. It's just too much. So I'm all about trying to keep this body working. Thus the flex. That's all I have. That's all I. This is the only body you're getting. Take care of it. Can you imagine if you were having like a full breakdown and the guy walked over to you with some roasted veggies? Would you like some asparagus? You're like, you better get. Did you just come up to me and offer me asparagus? I don't know. David, there's a guy named David that told all of us to bring you ladies some veggies. Be like, bring David over here. Joey Joe, you missed a lot. I know, Tanya. How did I not get on the flex cam was the question. It seems weird. Dena, are you going to take some meatballs with you and some pasta for lunch? Save some money? What do you think if I made pulled pork for dinner? He said that might be good. Then don't eat it. It's not for you. Yeah. Show me your veggies if you want to see the devil come out. David, you will be blamed today by every woman that even remotely sees somebody carrying a vegetable. Somebody's going to be at work. Somebody's going to be having like a banana or something and be like, what are you trying to say to me? Somebody's going to get real violent at work. Like, what are you going to do with that apple? I was going to eat it. Oh, you weren't going to try to offer it to me because of my moodiness? I don't know what you're saying. Why don't you ask David? David Mason. Why don't you go ask him? Because he's the one spreading all these rumors. David the Veggie Man. David, if you could change your name to David the Veggie Man, that would be great. We would know you forever. So, Bill Donahue just passed. 2 people said it. I don't know. I'm just reading what everybody said. David the Veggie Man. And here's the rules. He's on YouTube. David, if you do change it to David the Veggie Man, you can't explain it to anybody. You just change it. Don't tell anybody why. And it's funnier that way. I got to get off the pill because I don't know if I'm perimenopausal or not. That's what I'm saying. She was like, how long have you not had your period? I go, I don't know. It's been a year. I've been on this thing. It was through the pandemic. I was like, I didn't think to take. I eventually just forgot and I was off. And then I got a salad for David over here. That basically means she's going to kill you. Just so you know. Denise was like, David, why don't you come over for a salad? You're about to be strangled. That's what that means. Oh, poor David. David, you fit right in though. Yeah. So, anyway. All right. Well, today is Monday, y'all. Ugly Monday. I'm going to be headed to the gym in a little while. I'm going to go write some words. Hopefully it'll be good words. But thanks for watching. I passed a house yesterday with a huge banner on their lawn saying, my neighbor is a Karen. Shut up, Kezia. See you in 10 days. Wow. Could you imagine? Mm-hmm. Angie, me too. All right. So that's it for today. It's Ugly Monday. Have a great day. I'll see supporters tonight with a new question. We can do some sharing of some of the things that you wrote in your journal and how you're going to get some things done to reach one of your goals. And then we'll post our new question for the week for our journals and hopefully hear from some of you on what you want to share. Bye, Janet. Have a great day, Hunter. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your summer. And I'll see supporters tonight on Ugly Monday, and I'll see everybody else tomorrow morning, and we'll start from there. But have a good one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye. All right. Boom. Wait, there it is. Bye.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed today's morning show, make sure to follow us for more One Funny Mother content.
Okay, all right. Morse code is tapping.
And check out OneFunnyMotherStore.com for great new inappropriate swag. And for more exclusive content, consider becoming a supporter.
She got a bad leg.
Thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow on One Funny Morning.